join me. This is going to be part 3 of the Kripalu series, where we're building on what a full class will look like. In the first week we covered meditation, we covered the beginning of the meditation. In the second part we covered the sun salutation and revisited the meditation. So the sun salutation is the asana part of the class, asana section of the class, so the poses represents that section. It would be longer in a full class. And today we're going to talk about how we close out. We're going to talk about Shavasana. We're going to talk about deep relaxation. First, as we've discussed before, find yourself in a comfortable seat, and we're just going to pick up a couple of the things. We're going to pick up the breath that we discussed in the previous two. We're going to keep it simple. We're going to go with the ocean sounding breath and the 3-part breath again. And we're just going to put down the day we've had. We're going to ground ourselves down onto the mat, down into our practice. So take yourself a comfy seat, whether that's on a cushion or in a chair. And start to sit tall, and say crowns tall, not gazing up, crown tall, chin back, shoulders down, and find your breath. Now, if you remember, the ocean sounding breath was the slight restriction in the back of your throat, so the air passing over it makes some noise. It sounds like the ocean. So pick that up first. And if you haven't already, you probably want to watch the other 2 parts, because these 3 do definitely go in an order. Keep with that ocean sounding breath for a few more minutes while we ground ourselves down. You keep going for me. Now, when I signed off last time, I said I would be back in a day or 2, maybe it's even sooner. A bit of life's happened since then. We've been quite sick. We've had a cold in the house. You can probably hear it in me at the moment. So I'm hoping that I managed to make it through all this without having a big coughing fit, which has kind of been happening today. Chesty, there's something still going on here. This is also meaning that as I'm sat here and breathing, I'm quite tight in my belly. I don't have the range of motion that I'm used to. Now, there's a bit of me that wants to be disappointed at that. But there's nothing disappointing really, is there? I've been sick. My body's been doing things that it doesn't normally do. Your body's never supposed to be the same all the time, right? Constant change, constant flux. Being able to discern reality from the story and the complaints, from the whines, from the "you're not doing it right" that are all going on up there. Now, you might have already done this, but if you haven't, let's move into the 3-part yogic breath again. So as a recap, the 3-part yogic breath, we inhale through our nose, inhale down into our abdomen. We fill our abdomen, we're breathing from the diaphragm, we're trying to breathe down As the belly begins to become tight, we're going to allow it to come up into the middle chest, then into the upper chest, and if we can, out into the sides and the top. We don't want to strain ourselves doing this. This is a relaxing breath. You do want to, you don't want to strain, but you do want to strive. Especially in the beginning, because our bodies get stuck in patterns. If you never breathe down here, which essentially is, I'm going to say this is, if you don't breathe down into your diaphragm, you're just missing out on all the juicy relaxation that life has to offer. Right? If you think about when you're stressed, you kind of get that like, that's all chesty, right? We don't go from our belly when we're stressed. We do that to stop us being stressed. So I feel they tug at the two different nervous systems, the parasympathetic and the whatever the other one is. And yeah, so if you're not used to breathing down there, or you're not used to breathing up here and out to the sides, which most people aren't, if you come into this from absolute fresh, there's going to be a journey you're going to go on where this breathing pattern gets deeper, goes further, gets longer and stronger, and it becomes supremely beautiful and relaxing. And then there'll be days when you've had a cold and you can't do it, and it feels like you're trying to breathe into a belly made of bricks. Just perfect. Just perfect. Next inhale, just let it out with a sigh. And again, like you mean it. Let that shit go. Tend to, especially, not that this is such a thing anymore, but when I was a kid, there was, maybe it's just because my mum was a Samaritan, who used to man the phones for the suicide line kind of thing, and it's like what people used to do, right? People used to phone up and do the heavy breathing thing. So heavy breathing, it has these connotations to it that are just like so bloody misplaced. It's blissful. It's beautiful. It's the way to nirvana. Or one of them anyway. It's another thing that I really would encourage you to notice, because this is all about experiencing, right? You've been told many times to sit down and breathe, and it seems hard work. It's not what your body's used to doing, so it's like you have to fight to do it. But if you can begin, especially in today, because we're doing the deep relaxation bit, if you can begin to find pleasure in breathing, like every moment of your life, a pleasure is available to you. You know, especially when you're going to learn this here, but it's not like a kind of pleasure you have to chase really, because it's there. And if you build it into something that it's not, you'll chase it and you'll never find it. But if you can surrender to the pleasure of breathing, Christ, if it wasn't for anxiety, you might never leave the house and get up and actually eat anything. And when I say anxiety, I mean that in a positive light. Like anxiety can be chronic, and not taking that away, that can be incredibly hard for people and incredibly stressful. But anxiety is your body's drive, like hunger, to satisfy your hunger. There's an anxiety around it. You have to get past the levels of programmed pleasure seeking to a certain extent, or you know, the way we hide in these things. But pretty much all of life's essential acts are inherently really pleasurable if you are with them and surrendered to them. Okay, I'll just bring that to a close. Now, as I've done so far, this is the Kripalu yoga. This is what I've just done my yoga teacher training in. And I'm referring back to the manual when I do these. So I actually give you an overview of Kripalu. I have I have a bunch of other systems in my brain, and I have a bunch of other systems that I use, and I've done the yoga instructor course, it was a basic 200-hour course based around Kripalu, so I'm not like a Kripalu yoga instructor with any kind of certification. If that's what you're looking for, if pieces of paper float your boat, then mine's just 200-hour Yoga Alliance. It's not 200-hour Kripalu. So I want to represent it correctly. So I'm kind of quoting from it. So what does Kripalu have to say about Shavasana? So Shavasana, if you don't know, is what comes at the very end of a yoga class. Shavasana is the name of a pose. It's the name of the corpse pose. So if you very simply think about, it reminds me of, the Hollywood movies where you used to see like the outline, the body on the ground, right? Classic. There you go, that's the classic. You might want to bring your feet in a little bit more, but this is what I think you would consider the classic Shavasana. Arms to the side, palms up, legs slightly apart, feet falling out, definitely not in. Now, some people might find this a little bit awkward. There's definitely space for something under the knees, if that helps. Maybe the arms are here, maybe they're here. It's more about comfort than shape, the same as all the other poses we've been doing so far. So, and if you've got a mat, get yourself laid down. You can hear me. And take a little look what they say here. So, although it looks easy, the corpse pose is actually challenging. The difficulty involved is in learning how to surrender all of your weight to the floor. This results all your weight to the floor. That's why I don't really like reading them. Raise the capacity to relax all the voluntary skeletal muscles. As you come into corpse pose, it is common to first become acutely aware of all the places that are non-relaxed. If you breathe into the sensations and simply feel the muscular tension gradually lets go. The guiding principle in corpse pose is to keep the body symmetrical, which supports an even flow of energy throughout the nervous system. Doesn't that sound nice? Now, one thing that you may want as a prop is a blanket. Right. Cover yourself in a blanket. Now, why would you cover yourself in a blanket? Well, you're going to cover yourself in a blanket because your body temperature is going to drop during a Shavasana. Whereas the asanas, you're pumping the blood, you're doing the opposite. You're about to go low and slow, and the blood's going to move away from the skin. So, a blanket, something behind your head if you want it, and something under your knees if that helps. All beneficial. Probably going to help. Now, I quite liked what it said here, so I'm just going to read this a little bit. The relaxation experience. People report a variety of experiences in deep relaxation. Some of this can be understood through the shifts in the brain wave activity that take place. Beta brain waves are dominant when the mind is engaged in normal activity. As you relax, slower alpha brain waves increase, and you may notice a heightened sense of feeling and flow. Thoughts seem to slow, and creative ideas often slip into consciousness. As you relax more deeply, even slower theta brain waves increase, and you may have the experience of being profoundly at rest while quite awake and aware. In the theta state, the sense of time and space is altered. Minutes often pass by like seconds. Sometimes a few minutes can seem like hours. You may be aware of sounds and the space that surrounds you, but lose all sense of your physical body. Or you may have the feeling that your body is heavy as iron, or that it is weightless and floating freely a few inches above the floor, or has expanded to fill the room. Since most people only experience the theta state during sleep, these experiences can at first be disorientating. Knowing that these experiences are the result of a natural and beneficial state of consciousness can help you relax into them. Over time, these experiences occur almost universally as positive and deeply nurturing. And if you haven't tried Shavasana before, that might be new to you, but if you've been to a few yoga classes, or if you've been to a bunch of yoga classes, most people are waiting for Shavasana, right? It's the one bit that everybody's kind of looking forward to. Some people don't really like the meditation at the beginning. It's not you don't like it, but your brain grumbles about it. The poses are there to kind of make your brain grumble. That's the reason we're doing them. We're going to put you in awkward poses and, kind of give you that up and down through that. I don't like it. I do like it. Who don't like it? All right, that spiritual ride. The spiritual ride, up and down, and you're there trying to make it flat, not getting entangled in that story. Oh, it's awesome. Oh my gosh. Oh, here we go again. Oh my gosh. So that's, the other two bits kind of put people off, but Shavasana, everybody's kind of ready for it. Everybody's like, yes, it's Shavasana time. So know that over time, this is likely to be one of your favorite bits of yoga practice. And it's similar depending on there's lots of different styles of yoga. Kripalu is relatively gentle compared to some of the more vigorous ones, but I believe Shavasana sits in most. I haven't really trooped around up and down the halls of all the different yogas, especially like the power stuff. I tend to sit. I was into yin a little bit before this, so I prefer the more meditative stuff anyway. But yes, Shavasana, I will guarantee, it's going to be something that you'll get something from. So the nice thing they've done for us in here is they have what they call the experience of progressive relaxation in corpse pose. And I'm going to read through this fairly verbatim. I imagine it's probably going to take us 10 to 15 minutes, somewhere around there. So I am going to invite you to, if you haven't already, go and get your mat. And if you haven't already tried it out, lie down and pause this. Lie down into Shavasana. Check the pose out. Check where you want your hands. Check whether you want something under your knees. Check whether you'd like a little something under your head or not. Get that blanket. I'd like you to prepare for this. See? That's why I can't breathe properly. So you're back, you're comfy, you're down on the mat. I can't take the position or I won't be able to read to you. But here goes. Now this experience combines all the techniques described above. Well, we skipped that page actually. Before beginning, put on extra layers of clothes, or better, cover yourself with a blanket. If it is uncomfortable for you to lie flat on the floor, make yourself comfortable by modifying the corpse pose. So we've actually already been through that bit. So stage 1, lie on your back with your legs extended. Adjust the feet so they are a comfortable distance apart and let the toes fall out to the sides. Bring the arms a comfortable distance from the sides, palms up, fingers naturally curled. Now rock the head gently from side to side a time or two. So with this, be gentle. We can fling our head, and we don't want to, especially if you're laid down, because you're not holding on to it in the same way. So do it deliberately and slowly. Breathe into it. Look one way. Breathe back to center. Exhale to the other side. Breathe in back to center. And again. We're just trying to ease things off a little bit. Now, elongate the neck by slightly tucking the chin. So bring your head up, back of your head up off the ground, and then release the chin tuck and allow the back of the head to rest solidly on the floor. Stage 2. Close the eyes to facilitate feeling. Let the whole body sink into the floor, especially the backs of the legs, the sacrum, the shoulder blades, and the back of the head. Focus your attention on the flow of breath. Allow the breath to flow freely for a minute or two, soothing out the shifts in between breaths and out, in between in-breaths and out-breaths. Just watching and feeling the process of breathing. Gradually move into the relaxing breath. We're going to do this by lengthening the exhalations. We're not going to do this again to the point of strain. We're going to let the inhale happen naturally and then let the exhale just roll out long and slow and smooth. And then draw in another breath and repeat. Longer exhales. Exhale twice as long as the inhale. Continue relaxing breath for several minutes, feeling the belly and the whole body deeply relaxing. Then release any conscious control of the breath, letting it flow naturally in and out. If you haven't already, you can release control. And bring your awareness down to your feet. Starting with the feet, and slowly coming up the body, we're going to consciously invite each part of the body to completely relax. We're going to give a clear mental suggestion, such as, I am relaxing my feet. I am relaxing my feet. My feet are completely relaxed. And move that awareness to the ankles. I am relaxing my ankles. I am relaxing my ankles. My ankles are completely relaxed. Up to the calves. I am relaxing my calves. I am relaxing my calves. My calves are completely relaxed. relaxing my knees. I'm relaxing my knees. My knees are completely relaxed. I am relaxing my thighs. I am relaxing my thighs. My thighs are completely relaxed. I am relaxing my hips. I am relaxing my hips. My hips are completely relaxed. Abdomen. Not doing too well for me today, but I am relaxing my abdomen. I am relaxing my abdomen, which is perfect as it is today. My abdomen is completely relaxed. Lower back, I am relaxing my lower back. I am relaxing my lower back. My lower back is completely relaxed. Chest, I'm relaxing my chest. I am relaxing my chest. My chest is completely relaxed. Shoulders. Do I need to keep saying it, or have you got the idea? I'm relaxing my shoulders. I am relaxing my shoulders. My shoulders are completely relaxed. Upper back. Relaxing my upper back. I'm relaxing my upper back. My upper back is completely relaxed. My arms, I'm relaxing my arms. My arms are completely relaxed. My forearms, I'm relaxing my forearms. My forearms are completely relaxed. My hands, I'm relaxing my hands. My hands are completely relaxed. And continue releasing the throat. Back of the neck, the head and the scalp. And the bit that everybody always forgets, well, I say everybody always forgets, the bit I always forget, the face. Relaxing my face. I'm relaxing my face. My face is totally relaxed. Let any facial expression fall away, surrendered to gravity. Let the teeth separate slightly, allowing any tension held in the cheeks, muscles around the eyes, the forehead and the temples, sides of the head to melt away. Now scan the whole body, inviting any subtle muscle tension that remains to let go. My body temperature's dipping a little bit as the fire behind me dies. It's maybe getting a bit chilly too, so I'm just going to do that. That might make me feel better. Alright, we're learning to be good to ourselves, right? Your body tells you what you want, tells you what you need. We're just so pre-programmed that generally we do lots of things that's not that beneficial. So once again, drop your awareness deep inside the body, down into the bowl of the pelvis. Now, consciously invite energy to freely circulate through the organs organs and the glandular system, harmonizing and balancing its function. Give a clear mental suggestion, such as energy flows freely and easily through my organs and glands. Focus on the organs and glands in the following order: organs of reproduction and elimination, all of the abdominal organs, the kidney, the adrenals, which are located in the low and mid back, thymus, heart, and lungs, the thyroid and the parathyroid, and brain. Let the entire nervous system gradually calm and grow quiet. And I would add that suggestion. My nervous system is quietening. My nervous system is relaxing. Right? It's that manifestation piece. What you tell yourself very often happens. Allow the heart to open to the full feeling and invite the mind to relax, surrendering any control over the flow of emotion or thought. Release any worries or concerns. Allow the mental and emotional defenses to fall away. Let go into deep relaxation. You may want to consciously affirm, energy flows freely through every level of my being. Or you might want to affirm that. Energy flows freely through every level of my being. If you're new to this and this seems weird, it seems funny, you've got a bunch of mental tension around things like affirmations. Yeah, I did too when I first started. That's the conditioning that you're here to kind of get rid of. That's all that pre-programmed junk in your nervous system. Whenever you feel silly, that's silly or embarrassed or like, it's not for me, that's a pretty surefire sign that kind of lower self is there, right? It's fear-based. Right? And we're here to do things from a space of love, not fear. We're here to change that. So if it feels uncomfortable now, I'd urge you just to go with it. I've found that I tend to move towards some things that kind of feel a bit funky, gingerly, and then one day the walls are a little bit more open and you do it with an open heart. When you do something with an open heart, that's when the experience appears. Like, the whole of this thing will teach you all of these kind of, especially if you're looking for the more mystical experiences. You have to get your personality and your conditions out of the way for that to happen. And depending on how wound up you are in that might, I don't know, never happen. I don't know. This is one of the reasons why I like the idea, or why I've chosen the idea of becoming a yoga instructor, because I know how it works for me. And I've spent 10 years or so kind of meditating, doing yoga, but not with the name yoga, just union. In fact, longer than that, because when I was in high school, did the psychonaut thing, and it's just various different ways getting from there to here, but it's all kind of yoga. But yeah, it's about putting your conditioning down to go and explore the mind. Your conditions do not want you exploring. You can stay in this relaxed state for as long as you wish. When your consciousness begins to resurface, come out of relaxation gently. Gradually deepen the breath. Wiggle your fingers and your toes to bring awareness back into the body. Take a few minutes coming back into the room. Maybe you want to stretch. Maybe your arms are going to go up, out over the top of your head, and your legs are going to extend in the opposite direction. A big kind of morning stretch that we do. Maybe your arms are going to go out. It really is, in this point, whatever feels good to you. Once you feel ready, roll over onto whichever side feels best. And roll into the fetal position for a moment. The womb of Mother Earth. From your side, come back up into sitting. Take care to bring the relaxation that you just developed with you. Now let's sit for a minute or two. See if anything's changed. There's a path of experience. When we witness things within the framework that is us, they become undeniable. Oh, he said this in this book, or she said this on this TV show, or this podcast said this. Yeah. All sorts of information. All sorts of information out there. Right? Yada. What we're going to do is we're going to take that information and we're going to integrate it into our body through experience. And that leads to just a different level of understanding and clarity. You could sit here for longer. I would if I wasn't making this. And then when you're ready, we're going to come to a close. We're going to bring a sense of gratitude. So maybe bring your hands to your heart. It helps me find that space of gratitude. Grateful for what you've just given yourself. So if you've never tried deep relaxation before, this, I believe, is the key to contentment in a way that many of the other, or should I say, this is the key to a door to contentment. That there's lots of other doors that get you there, but this, or that can get you there, but this is like it's the super highway. Right? So be grateful that you're learning this experience. Be grateful that you're learning to defrag your nervous system. That you're learning to be able to put things down. People walk around with the weight of the world on their shoulders. They walk around with the weight of everybody else's world plus theirs on their shoulders. And you don't need to. It doesn't help. It really doesn't help. Now, as you become a bit more familiar with this process, we're going to be able to shorten the instructions that we've got there. If I was doing a Shavasana in a class, I'm not going to go through all those things. I'm pretty much just going to release you into the Shavasana pose. I usually talk for a minute or two and then release you for maybe 6 or 7 minutes. Maybe there's some music, maybe it's not. These would be the instructions, or something more like the instructions you'd get in a class would be, you come into the corpse pose, engage the relaxing breath. Relax the body from the feet to the head. Rebalance the organs and glands from the pelvis to the brain. Allow worries, concerns, and defenses to fall away. Let go into deep relaxation. Come back gently. And that makes it sound much more simple. So I thank you for joining me again. Part 3. The next video I make in this series of Kripalu will be a full class. So it will be an hour and 10 minutes long. It will start with the grounding meditation. It will move into pranayama. We will go into some warm-up poses, really quite easy ones to follow. Then we'll go into the sun salutation like we've done in the previous one. And I really do encourage you to work with the sun salutation so you don't have to think about it. So the muscle memory begins to take over. That's one of the things, like it's all meditation. There's not really any bit of this that's not meditation. It's just kind of got different guises to it. But meditation's about switching off the thinking brain. So this is quite often why I like to go to a yoga class, because I like somebody else to tell me what to do. My thinking brain shuts down a little bit more when somebody else is telling me what to do. You can release yourself into it. Now that's actually a good point when you think about lying down and doing anything that's meditation or relaxation. When I first learned to meditate, I learned to meditate in silence. And that has its huge merits that I'm not about to go into now. You need to be comfortable with silence, or you don't need to be, or whatever. But I urge you, silence is beautiful. If it's actually silent, it's not silent. Stillness, right? Silence, that still point. Beautiful. And if you're looking for really subtle energies, maybe silence is helpful. But it's also nice to be guided into relaxation, so your brain can switch off and lean in to just doing kind of what you're told. But you're here, it's not like we're controlling you, you choose to be here, so you're being told what to do, but you're choosing that. It's just so you can switch the brain off. Thank you for sitting with me in front of my fire that I think has gone out behind me there. Thank you for sharing your time. I thank you for listening. What I get out of being able to transmit this, I believe is probably more than anybody watching it is getting watching it, if I'm honest. And it's that whole, you become, maybe it's not everybody, but I've become a yoga teacher, I don't like that word, become a yoga guide, so I can find my teachers, because the people on the mat in front of the guide are the guides teachers, or they should be, because we're looking at you like mirrors. I've kind of spent a few years, nearly a decade, working on myself, and I kind of understand these things in my way, in my perspective. But getting other people to open up to you and talk about them, being able to reflect how your words land with people and then come back to you, that's where the learning is for me. So thank you. Until next time. Jai Bhagwan.